Beneath the shimmering waves of the Mediterranean lies a secret the world has yet to fully grasp, a city swallowed by the sea, lost to time, and wrapped in mystery. For centuries, sailors have whispered of strange shapes beneath the waters, ruins glimpsed in sonar scans, and inexplicable echoes in deep-sea explorations. Yet science offers no clear explanation. Could this be the remnants of a forgotten civilization, erased by catastrophe? Or is it something far stranger, buried in the crossing of myth and reality? The Mediterranean has long been the cradle of ancient cultures, from the Greeks to the Phoenicians, the Egyptians to the Romans. Yet beneath this familiar history, hints of something deeper linger. Plato spoke of Atlantis, a city lost to the waves. Local legends speak of underwater temples and vanished kingdoms. Modern technology now allows us to peer into the depths, but every discovery seems to raise more questions than answers. This is not just a story of archaeology, it is a journey into the unknown, a confrontation between science and legend. What lies beneath may rewrite history, or perhaps, forever remain an unsolved enigma. For thousands of years, the idea of a city swallowed by the sea has haunted human imagination. Across cultures and centuries, stories of lost civilizations beneath the waves have persisted, blending fact, myth, and speculation into a tapestry that refuses to fade. Nowhere is this fascination stronger than in the Mediterranean, a sea steeped in history and mystery. One of the oldest accounts comes from the Greek philosopher Plato. In his dialogues Timaeus and Critias, Plato described Atlantis, a magnificent civilization that vanished beneath the ocean in a single day and night of catastrophe. For centuries, Atlantis was dismissed as allegory, a moral story rather than historical truth. Yet, echoes of this tale linger in Mediterranean folklore, with local fishermen speaking of strange stone formations seen beneath the waves, and ancient maps showing lands that no longer exist. Phoenician records speak of sunken harbors, while Egyptian scrolls mention islands lost to the sea. The Romans, too, told of coastal cities swallowed after earthquakes and floods. These stories were dismissed by many scholars as exaggerations or symbolic myths. But the consistency across cultures is striking. How could separate civilizations, separated by language and distance, speak of such a similar event? The line between myth and history grows thinner when we consider oral traditions. Coastal villages in Greece and Turkey still tell of underwater temples, streets visible on moonlit nights, and ghostly lights beneath the surface. These are not just fanciful tales, they are preserved memories, passed down through generations. Such stories suggest that the vanished city may not simply be a product of imagination, but a memory rooted in real events. This cultural memory persists despite centuries of skepticism. Modern historians acknowledge that many myths contain kernels of truth. What Plato wrote may have been exaggerated, but could there have been a real city, lost to rising seas thousands of years ago? And if so, why has evidence been so elusive? The Mediterranean, with its shifting coastlines and history of earthquakes, floods, and rising seas, is a natural setting for such a mystery. The question remains, are these stories the echo of a forgotten catastrophe, a warning preserved through myth? Or are they the product of human fascination with what lies beyond our reach, a metaphor for the unknown depths of history itself? As we stand on the shore, looking at the calm, endless blue, we are confronted with the thought, beneath these waters lies more than just history. There may be a vanished world waiting to be rediscovered. This section of the story is where science meets myth, and the mystery begins to take shape. The search for a vanished city beneath the Mediterranean has taken explorers and historians deep into archives, libraries, and the fragmented remnants of ancient knowledge. For centuries, clues have emerged not from the seabed alone, but from ancient maps, sailors' logs, and forgotten records that speak of coastlines and islands that no longer exist. These documents blur the line between historical record and legend, offering tantalizing glimpses of a reality long submerged. Ancient maps hold some of the most intriguing hints. A 6th-century Byzantine map, for example, depicts coastlines that modern geography cannot match. Medieval charts reference islands and locations now covered by deep water. Could these be distorted memories of a lost civilization, or remnants of true cartographic knowledge that vanished with the city itself? Scholars debate whether such maps were symbolic, navigational errors, or genuine records of a forgotten past. The mystery deepens when these maps are compared across cultures. Greek, Phoenician, and Arab charts show overlapping anomalies. Sailors' logs add another layer. Ancient mariners recorded strange sightings beneath the waves, shapes resembling walls, columns, and streets. Some spoke of magnetic disturbances that interfered with compasses, while others described underwater lights that flickered without source. These accounts, often dismissed as superstition, now gain new weight when examined alongside sonar discoveries. Even in the age of GPS and satellite imaging, such mysteries persist. Forgotten records from empires long gone also speak of submerged kingdoms. Egyptian hieroglyphics mention islands lost to the sea after great floods. Roman historians wrote of coastal cities swallowed overnight. Phoenician traders recorded routes that vanished without trace, leaving behind stories of prosperous ports now beneath water. These records are fragmented, often dismissed by mainstream archaeology as myths. Yet their consistency, across centuries and civilizations, is striking. Could these stories point to a shared historical memory? The act of piecing these fragments together is like assembling a puzzle with missing pieces. Scholars often clash, some insisting these maps and records are symbolic, others arguing they preserve genuine memory of events buried by time. The more we study them, the more they resist simple explanation. What appears in one record as a fable may appear in another as factual observation. The interplay between myth and document becomes a labyrinth without a clear exit. Modern technology has revived this search in unexpected ways. Satellite imagery, underwater sonar mapping, and advanced dating methods have brought new focus to ancient maps and records. In some cases, they reveal submerged formations that match descriptions found in centuries-old texts. In others, they raise more questions than answers. For instance, certain sonar images show geometrical shapes deep underwater, shapes that resemble streets and walls described in lost records. Could these be the outlines of the vanished city, or natural formations shaped by geological forces? Science has not yet reached consensus. What emerges from this interplay of maps, records, and technology is a growing sense that the vanished city beneath the Mediterranean may not be purely myth. Somewhere, deep below the waves, there could be proof, a testament to a civilization that once was, now waiting silently to be found. The mystery is no longer just about whether such a city existed, but about how history, myth, and science might finally converge to reveal the truth. In recent decades, the deep blue of the Mediterranean has revealed fragments of a mystery once thought lost to legend. Advances in sonar mapping and deep-sea exploration have uncovered strange formations that defy simple explanation. These underwater discoveries have reignited the debate between science and myth, bringing the vanished city closer to reality, and deepening the enigma. Sonar technology has been the first window into this hidden world. Detailed scans of the seabed reveal structures that appear geometric and organized, shapes resembling walls, roads, and foundations far too precise to be purely natural. One notable discovery off the coast of Greece shows massive rectangular formations stretching for hundreds of meters, aligned in ways that echo ancient urban planning. Such formations fuel speculation that a lost city may indeed rest beneath layers of sediment. Yet, skeptics argue these could be natural geological formations shaped by centuries of seismic activity and erosion. Diving expeditions have added another layer to the mystery. In certain areas, divers have reported strange stone formations, pillars, and steps, eerily similar to ruins described in ancient texts. In some locations, carvings resembling ancient symbols have been found etched into submerged rock faces. These findings are inconsistent and scattered, making it difficult to draw definitive conclusions. However, their very existence keeps the possibility alive that they are remnants of a once thriving civilization. Adding to the intrigue are unusual anomalies recorded in sonar data, shapes that emit no natural explanation and structures that seem to vanish when revisited. In some cases, divers report magnetic disturbances, compasses spinning wildly, and unexplained sounds echoing through the depths. Such phenomena have been recorded at multiple sites across the Mediterranean, often in areas steeped in ancient lore. These anomalies blur the line between scientific data and mystery. One of the most famous discoveries came from the coast of Turkey, where a submerged formation stretches across the seabed, resembling the layout of a city. Sonar images show straight edges, right angles, and grid-like patterns, features rarely produced by natural processes. Underwater photographs reveal shapes resembling streets, plazas, and what could be foundations of monumental buildings. While some archaeologists urge caution, others see this as one of the strongest pieces of evidence for the existence of a lost Mediterranean city. What makes these discoveries even more compelling is their alignment with ancient myths and maps. Sites identified in underwater surveys often match locations described in sailors' logs, local legends, and historic charts. This convergence suggests that fragments of truth may be buried beneath the sea, preserved in stone and sediment for thousands of years. Yet, with each discovery comes more questions than answers. Why have these sites remained hidden for so long? If such a city existed, what caused its disappearance? Earthquakes, rising seas, or human catastrophe? The deeper we dive, the more the mystery grows, a reminder that beneath the Mediterranean's tranquil surface lies a world that refuses to surrender its secrets easily. Underwater discovery is no longer just the work of myth hunters, it is a high-stakes scientific pursuit. As technology evolves, the possibility of uncovering definitive proof grows. But for now, these ruins remain tantalizing glimpses into an enigma that challenges our understanding of history, geography, and the limits of human knowledge. The deeper explorers venture into the Mediterranean mystery, the clearer it becomes that science is wrestling with a profound puzzle. The discoveries from sonar scans and deep-sea dives defy easy classification. They do not fit neatly into accepted explanations, and scientists face challenges that go beyond technology, touching on the very limits of human knowledge. Dating these submerged formations is one of the greatest difficulties. Geological processes like erosion, tectonic shifts, and sediment accumulation blur timelines. A structure that appears thousands of years old might have formed far earlier, or later, than expected. Conventional archaeological methods often struggle in underwater environments, where layers of silt and sea growth obscure evidence. As a result, the age of these mysterious formations remains uncertain. This uncertainty fuels both intrigue and skepticism. Equally confounding are the anomalies themselves. Some formations show unnatural precision, straight lines, symmetrical patterns, and right angles rarely produced by natural forces. Others contain shapes resembling roads, walls, and buildings. While geologists argue that natural processes such as seismic activity could create such formations, no consensus exists. This clash between geological reasoning and unexplained findings has left the scientific community divided. Magnetic anomalies recorded in exploration sites add another layer of mystery. Compasses that spin wildly, electromagnetic fluctuations, and unexpected sonar readings suggest forces at work beyond current understanding. Scientists cannot explain why these anomalies exist or what they signify. They are left with fragments of evidence and no clear framework to interpret them. Then there are the gaps in the historical record. Written accounts of lost cities beneath the sea often lack corroborating evidence. Ancient maps and sailors' logs hint at vanished lands, but these sources remain disputed. Science demands reproducible proof, something still lacking in many underwater sites. Yet these very gaps are what make the mystery so compelling. The absence of a clear answer forces science to confront the possibility that some histories may have been erased, deliberately or through catastrophe. This struggle reflects a larger tension in the pursuit of truth, the contrast between rigorous scientific method and the pull of myth. Scientists must balance skepticism with openness to unexpected evidence. When confronted with the possibility of a vanished city, they tread carefully, aware that extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. Yet the anomalies keep reappearing, compelling enough to challenge skepticism and keep the mystery alive. In the face of uncertainty, new technologies offer hope. Advances in deep-sea scanning, 3D mapping, and underwater archaeology are pushing the boundaries of what can be known. But the deeper we search, the more elusive certainty becomes. For now, science stands at a crossroads. Confronted with evidence that both intrigues and defies explanation, it must decide whether to cling to established knowledge or embrace the possibility that history holds deeper secrets than previously imagined. In this clash between fact and mystery, the vanished city beneath the Mediterranean remains an enigma, a challenge to science itself. It is a reminder that not all questions have answers, and some mysteries are destined to linger, waiting for those bold enough to seek them in the deep. As the mystery of the vanished city deepens, explanations multiply. Scientists, historians, and enthusiasts offer competing theories, each attempting to reconcile fragments of evidence with the stories passed down through centuries. These theories range from cautious scientific proposals to bold, speculative ideas that blur the boundary between history and myth. One prominent theory suggests a natural catastrophe. The Mediterranean has long been prone to seismic activity. Earthquakes, tsunamis, and gradual shifts in sea level could have submerged an entire city. Geological records confirm that the sea level rose dramatically thousands of years ago, swallowing coastlines. If this theory is correct, the vanished city might be one of many lost to nature's inexorable forces, a reminder of humanity's vulnerability to the Earth's shifting patterns. Yet skeptics point out that such events alone do not explain the precision of the submerged structures, or the unusual anomalies recorded by divers and sonar scans. Another theory proposes the existence of an advanced ancient civilization. Proponents argue that certain formations and anomalies indicate deliberate construction, a city far older and technologically advanced beyond its time. This idea resonates with the enduring legend of Atlantis, suggesting that ancient civilizations may have possessed knowledge now lost. Critics counter that there is insufficient direct evidence, warning against conflating myth with fact. Still, the idea remains compelling, the possibility that history contains chapters we have yet to read. Some scholars explore the possibility of deliberate erasure, the idea that records, artifacts, and even entire cities could have been hidden or destroyed. Could a civilization have vanished not through natural disaster, but through purposeful concealment? This theory ventures into the realm of intrigue and conspiracy, hinting at lost knowledge guarded by time itself. Whether through war, catastrophe, or deliberate erasure, such a scenario deepens the mystery of what lies beneath the waves. Fringe theories add even stranger possibilities. Some suggest extraterrestrial involvement, pointing to unusual geometric patterns and anomalies. Others propose connections to ancient myths about lost knowledge and powerful civilizations. While these ideas remain outside mainstream science, they capture the imagination of those who see the vanished city as more than a mystery, as a puzzle that challenges the very foundations of human history. What unites all these theories is a recognition that the vanished city cannot yet be explained definitively. Each idea offers a piece of the puzzle, but none can claim the full picture. The mystery thrives in the gaps, in the questions that remain unanswered despite centuries of exploration. These competing theories also reveal the human need to make sense of the unknown. Whether framed as science, history, or myth, they represent attempts to weave narrative from fragments of evidence. They are as much about our imagination as they are about facts. In the end, speculation becomes part of the story itself. The vanished city beneath the Mediterranean is no longer just an archaeological mystery, it is a meeting point for science and wonder, fact and conjecture. Theories may rise and fall, but the deeper truth remains elusive, hidden in the depths. As speculation continues, the search presses on. Each theory adds a new dimension to the mystery, drawing explorers, scientists, and dreamers into the depths. And so the vanished city remains, a challenge, a question, and a story still waiting to be told. Beyond maps, theories, and sonar images, the mystery of the vanished city beneath the Mediterranean is shaped by the voices of those who have dedicated their lives to its pursuit. Divers, historians, fishermen, and local villagers all carry fragments of the story, each adding a human layer to the enigma. Their accounts are as much part of the mystery as the submerged ruins themselves. For deep-sea divers, the experience is more than technical exploration, it is a journey into the unknown. Many recount moments when equipment fails, compasses spin inexplicably, or strange formations appear beneath the gloom. Some speak of descending into a vast silence broken only by the sound of their own breathing, only to emerge with visions of structures that seem impossibly ancient. These testimonies often defy the limits of scientific record, offering glimpses into something both awe-inspiring and inexplicable. Historians bring another perspective, grounded in context and caution. They sift through ancient texts, cross-reference maps, and examine archaeological reports, centuries of legend, fragments of ancient records, modern underwater discoveries, and speculative theories have brought us closer to understanding, yet the mystery persists. As we draw this journey to a close, the story itself becomes part of the allure, a mystery that resists final answers and continues to inspire wonder. The evidence gathered so far presents a complex puzzle. Ancient maps hint at coastlines that no longer exist. Sonar scans reveal formations too precise to dismiss outright. Oral traditions speak of cities swallowed in a single night. But science has yet to provide definitive proof. This tension between knowledge and mystery is what gives the story its enduring power. The vanished city is not simply an archaeological question, it is a riddle at the heart of human history. The implications of discovery would ripple far beyond the Mediterranean. It would challenge accepted timelines, alter cultural narratives, and perhaps change the way humanity understands itself. Myths could shift into the realm of history. Legends could become records of real civilizations lost to the waves. The boundary between fact and fiction would blur, opening new chapters in the story of humanity. Yet even without definitive proof, the search continues. For scientists, divers, and dreamers alike, the mystery is enough to drive further exploration. Each expedition brings us closer to answers, even as it uncovers deeper questions. This is the nature of great mysteries, they expand the imagination while testing the limits of knowledge. The vanished city beneath the Mediterranean is more than a possible archaeological site. It is a symbol of humanity's enduring curiosity, our need to uncover what lies hidden. It is a challenge to our assumptions and a reminder that the past is never truly gone. Beneath every wave, there may be stories waiting, stories that could rewrite what we know about the world and ourselves. As we leave the shore and look out across the shimmering blue, we are reminded that the sea keeps its secrets well. But human curiosity does not rest. The search for the vanished city continues, a journey without end, driven by the hope that one day the depths will speak and reveal their truth. Until then, it remains one of history's greatest mysteries, a story still unfolding, beneath the waves, between fact and legend. For them, the mystery is not just about finding ruins, but understanding their place in human history. They wrestle with the tension between myth and fact, aware that each discovery could reshape our understanding of the past. Local communities, especially along the Mediterranean coast, preserve stories that blend myth with lived experience. Fishermen speak of strange underwater shapes seen on calm nights. Elders recall tales passed through generations, of cities swallowed by the sea, of lights glowing beneath waves, and of disappearances that remain unexplained. These oral traditions keep alive a human connection to the mystery that no technology can replace. The human element also reflects the emotional power of the search. It is not simply a quest for facts, but a pursuit driven by curiosity, wonder, and the desire to touch something lost to time. Scientists must balance this human fascination with rigorous analysis, while storytellers translate it into narratives that inspire generations. This interplay of personal experience, scholarly research, and myth creates a rich tapestry that keeps the vanished city alive in human imagination. It reminds us that mysteries are not just puzzles to solve, but stories to live, carried forward by those who dare to look beneath the surface. The mystery of a vanished city beneath the Mediterranean is not an isolated story. Across the globe, submerged cities and lost civilizations emerge in legends and discoveries, drawing striking parallels that suggest a pattern far beyond coincidence. These parallel mysteries create a larger context for the Mediterranean enigma, hinting at a shared history of humanity and the sea. Off the coast of Japan, archaeologists discovered the Yonaguni Monument, massive underwater formations with shapes that suggest deliberate construction. Some researchers argue these are natural, while others see the remnants of an ancient city. In India, submerged ruins off the coast of Dwarka have been linked to myths of great civilizations described in sacred texts. These sites, like the Mediterranean discoveries, blur the line between myth and archaeology. In the Caribbean, sonar mapping has revealed structures beneath the waters that some claim are remnants of a lost civilization. Similarly, off the coast of Egypt, researchers have identified submerged ruins near Alexandria, consistent with ancient accounts of a city lost to the sea. These cases show a pattern: coastlines changing over millennia, entire settlements swallowed by water, and fragments of memory preserved in myth. The parallels between these sites raise provocative questions. Could there have been a time in human history when civilizations flourished in coastal regions that now lie beneath the sea? Did a global catastrophe wipe out these settlements, scattering survivors and giving rise to the myths we know today? These questions stretch the mystery beyond any single location, suggesting that the Mediterranean case might be part of a much larger phenomenon. Cultural interpretations also reflect this connection. Many ancient cultures preserve stories of submerged cities or civilizations, not as isolated myths, but as recurring themes in human history. Whether in the Pacific, the Indian Ocean, or the Mediterranean, the sea is a universal storyteller of loss, memory, and mystery. These parallel cases make the vanished city beneath the Mediterranean more than an archaeological puzzle, they place it within a global story of vanished worlds. As we look at these parallels, the mystery grows deeper. It is no longer simply about uncovering a single lost city, but about understanding the patterns that link ancient civilizations to the shifting face of our planet. The vanished city beneath the Mediterranean is part of this greater enigma, a question that reaches across oceans and centuries, inviting us to reimagine history itself. The possibility of uncovering the vanished city beneath the Mediterranean carries implications that extend far beyond archaeology. Such a discovery would not only rewrite history, it could alter humanity's understanding of civilization, technology, and the relationship between myth and reality. The stakes are high, and the questions it raises are as profound as the mystery itself. If the city were confirmed, it would challenge the current timeline of human history. Scholars would be forced to reconsider how early civilizations developed, how they interacted, and what knowledge they possessed. This could mean rewriting textbooks, rewriting archaeology, and rethinking the origins of advanced engineering. The very idea that history could conceal such a secret shakes the foundation of our understanding. The implications also extend to science itself. A discovery of this scale would test the limits of current technology and methodologies. It would demand new tools for underwater exploration, better preservation techniques, and perhaps new branches of study devoted entirely to submerged civilizations. Sonar images show straight edges, right angles, and grid-like patterns, features rarely produced by natural processes. Underwater photographs reveal shapes resembling streets, plazas, and what could be foundations of monumental buildings. While some archaeologists urge caution, others see this as one of the strongest pieces of evidence for the existence of a lost Mediterranean city. What makes these discoveries even more compelling is their alignment with ancient myths and maps. Sites identified in underwater surveys often match locations described in sailors' logs, local legends, and historic charts. This convergence suggests that fragments of truth may be buried beneath the sea, preserved in stone and sediment for thousands of years. Yet, with each discovery comes more questions than answers. Why have these sites remained hidden for so long? If such a city existed, what caused its disappearance? Earthquakes, rising seas, or human catastrophe? The deeper we dive, the more the mystery grows, a reminder that beneath the Mediterranean's tranquil surface lies a world that refuses to surrender its secrets easily. Underwater discovery is no longer just the work of myth hunters, it is a high-stakes scientific pursuit. As technology evolves, the possibility of uncovering definitive proof grows. But for now, these ruins remain tantalizing glimpses into an enigma that challenges our understanding of history, geography, and the limits of human knowledge. The vanished city could become a case study in the intersection of geology, archaeology, and oceanography. Culturally, such a revelation would reshape how humanity relates to the past. Myths and legends that were once dismissed as fiction might gain renewed credibility. Plato's Atlantis, local Mediterranean legends, and global myths of lost cities would be viewed in a new light, not as mere stories, but as fragments of historical truth preserved through time. This convergence of science and myth would transform our understanding of cultural memory. There are also philosophical implications. A vanished city would remind us of the fragility of human achievement, the impermanence of civilizations. It would challenge the belief that history is linear and complete. Instead, history would be something fluid, with layers still hidden beneath the waves. This realization could change how humanity sees itself, not as the pinnacle of progress, but as one chapter in a vast, unfinished story. Yet the discovery would also come with challenges. Who would control access to such a site? How would findings be preserved and studied? Would they be shared openly or hoarded for national prestige? The vanished city would not only challenge science but also the politics of knowledge, raising questions about ownership, ethics, and the right to uncover the past. Ultimately, the implications of discovery are as vast as the sea itself. Whether found or forever lost, the vanished city beneath the Mediterranean forces humanity to confront what it does not yet know. It stands as a reminder that beneath every wave, there may be secrets waiting, secrets capable of changing everything we think we understand about history, myth, and ourselves. The vanished city beneath the Mediterranean remains one of the greatest enigmas of our time. Centuries of legend, fragments of ancient records, modern underwater discoveries, and speculative theories have brought us closer to understanding, yet the mystery persists. As we draw this journey to a close, the story itself becomes part of the allure, a mystery that resists final answers and continues to inspire wonder. The evidence gathered so far presents a complex puzzle. Ancient maps hint at coastlines that no longer exist. Sonar scans reveal formations too precise to dismiss outright. Oral traditions speak of cities swallowed in a single night. But science has yet to provide definitive proof. This tension between knowledge and mystery is what gives the story its enduring power. The vanished city is not simply an archaeological question, it is a riddle at the heart of human history. The implications of discovery would ripple far beyond the Mediterranean. It would challenge accepted timelines, alter cultural narratives, and perhaps change the way humanity understands itself. Myths could shift into the realm of history. Legends could become records of real civilizations lost to the waves. The boundary between fact and fiction would blur, opening new chapters in the story of humanity. Yet even without definitive proof, the search continues. For scientists, divers, and dreamers alike, the mystery is enough to drive further exploration. Each expedition brings us closer to answers, even as it uncovers deeper questions. This is the nature of great mysteries, they expand the imagination while testing the limits of knowledge. The vanished city beneath the Mediterranean is more than a possible archaeological site. It is a symbol of humanity's enduring curiosity, our need to uncover what lies hidden. It is a challenge to our assumptions and a reminder that the past is never truly gone. Beneath every wave, there may be stories waiting, stories that could rewrite what we know about the world and ourselves. As we leave the shore and look out across the shimmering blue, we are reminded that the sea keeps its secrets well. But human curiosity does not rest. The search for the vanished city continues, a journey without end, driven by the hope that one day the depths will speak and reveal their truth. Until then, it remains one of history's greatest mysteries, a story still unfolding, beneath the waves, between fact and legend.